Okay. So, the topic of the shir is what's the seder going to be when Moshiach comes? Is Moshiach going to come first? Are we all going to go back to Eretz Yisrael first? What's going to come first? And this is a very controversial question, and because this is what the core question of the whole Zionist movement is. Is all the Yidden going back to Eretz Yisrael? Is that a start, and is that going to cause Mashiach to come quicker? So there are a lot of letters from the Rabbi Rashab against the Zionist movement when it first started against Zionists, and there's two issues. One of the issues he had was that the people who were doing it were mamish frei. Their intention wasn't because they wanted to be kibbutz goliath and they wanted to make Mashiach come. They really would have been fine living in a Goysha country and assimilating with them. And a lot of them tried, but it didn't work because they were in Golos, and they were sure may work things out that the Goyim make us saras and they don't let us live comfortably. So they realize they're not going to be able to live comfortably in Golos. So they decide the only answer we have to make our own country, and it's going to be a Jewish country, and therefore they will be able to live peacefully. But they had no intention of Torah mitzvahs. They just wanted their own country. So that's one issue. Which has nothing to do with Moshiach.
It's not going to be able to be just down a whole day.
Yeah, but on the phone you can get it. Basically in Israel, you need to go to the Knesset. Real asking Israel to be election to this conception makes citizenship. Israeli citizenship to vote. He told him Sheikh would come on south side started. So his grandson was there, so maybe the grandson was in the public, so such words. So he asked him again, he said, Chum Shing Gizak, Sheikh would come on south side started. It can be
So there's one. So that's one issue we have is Pasha they weren't from, and then there's another. Then when it comes to if you're going to talk about religious Zionism, so then there's another discussion we have to talk about. What's the Seder? What does Torah say about such a thing? So it starts. So a lot of it starts in the Gemara and Brachos, which really the Seder of the Shemona. The Gemara over there is discussing the Seder of Shemoneh Esrei. So if you want to look at the Seder, what's the order things going to be? Look what happens in Shemoneh Esrei. The seventh bracha we have Brachat Hashem Goel Yisrael, and so there's one gutl over there. Then a few brachas later you have Kab Shefer Gadol Chirasinu. Sounds like another gutl. Then later you have Samach Levi Avdecha, Samach Levi Avdecha. And you have Rabbi Yerushalayim, then you have a Samach David Avtecha. So what could you be medayik from the Seder? So the Gemara in Megillah explains why does Shemoneh Esrei go in such a Seder? So that's in the first Marmak, and the Gemara says, Umaro leimar geula b'shviz. Why is the bracha of geula in the seventh bracha? Omar Rava, we take Shasidin Ligal b'Shviz. Since the Geula is going to be during a Shviz year, it's going to be during the 7th year of Shviz. So therefore, the Ficha Kavua b'Shviz. Therefore, they were kaviyah that the bracha has the 7th bracha. As the Gemara, V'Hamar Ma'ar, l'chayri you said b'Shishis, Kailis. In the 6th year, there's going to be a lot of Kailis. I'm not sure. It's noise or balagan.
They call it kale. It's like arugula. It's like part of a salad.
The Shvi'is Milchamis, in the 7th year in Shvi'is there's going to be a lot of wars. But Meitzoi Shvi'is Ben David Bo. After the year Shvi'is, then Mashiach is going to come. So why do you put this bracha of Goel Yisrael as the 7th bracha? So answers the Gemara, Milchama Nami is Chalta de Gula. So even though it's not Mamash de Gula, so there's Chalta de Gula. So what does this Chalta de Gula mean? So Rashi explains. So Rashi explains that it's not the beginning of the final Gula. It's a type of Gula, but it's not the final Gula. Rashi says, "It's Chalta de Gula he, va'afal gav the high Gula lav Gula de Golasu." This is not the Gula of our exile. Elo sheigaleinu min hatzaris habeis tamid. The Gula we say in the 7th bracha just means that the Eibusha redeemed us from the tzaras that are coming to us. The ha berchas kibbutz b'nei Yerushalayim, the Tzemach David. Yeshchol Achas V'Achas Bracha L'Atzma. Levan Migulazim. Because you see in Shemona Esrei, each for the Geula and for Yerushalayim and for Mashiach. And David, you have separate brachas. Obviously, this bracha is not talking about the final Geula. It's Chalta the Geula, but it's meaning it's a personal Geula. It's a personal Geula. And fine, but still, I feel hachi keep the same Geula Allah kavua b'shvis. Nevertheless, since it's a type of Geula, they put it the seventh bracha. Since the Geula is going to be in Shvis, they decided to put it. They put it there. Oh, saying it says it's going to be Meitzai. Meitzai Shvis. Fine. So that's the Gemara. So there's a Schalta the Geula. So that the Schalta the Geula, that's not the Geula we're waiting for. Fine. So the Gemara continues. In the second Maramah, the Gemara continues. Why do you say it to compensate for after Birchas Hashanim? The Gemara said, "L'chsiv atem had hisol anafchen titnu uprichim tiso." Says the mountains of Eretz Yisrael, they will give their produce and their fruits and tiso la'ami for them. Ki karvu lavei. When the day comes, they're going to bring. When Mashiach comes, all the trees are going to give, and all the plants are going to give lots of fruit and produce. So therefore, so that's why we put Birchas Hashanim, which that's the bracha for Parnasa, and that things should grow properly. After that, they have the bracha of the Geula of Kibbutz Golius. Fine. So what's next? The Kivan sheniskapsu Golius nasa din b'rishayim. So the Kabbah Shefer is talking about Kibbutz Golius. All the Yidden go back to Eretz Yisrael. So then they should punish the Rishayim. The Kivan shekalu haminim, once the Rishayim are destroyed, Mishrei Memes keren tzadikim. So then you have Al HaTzadikim. That's when the Tzadikim are uplifted to higher Madrega. That's why Al HaTzadikim comes. Then it's like, V'heichon Misrei Memes Karnam. Where are they uplifted? Where does this happen? V'Yerushalayim. This happens in Yerushalayim. Shenemar Shalu Shalim Yerushalayim. Fine. V'kivan Shenivni Yerushalayim. Then, so after, the next step is, once Yerushalayim is built, then David HaMelech comes. Moshiach comes. Shenemar says, Achar Yeshu b'nei Yisrael. After the Yidden are settled, Vikshu as Hashem Elekehem ve'es David Malcham. Then they search for Eibusher and David their king. So you see that David Melech comes after the Yidden are in Yerushalayim and everything is settled. So L'chayra says Mashma from here. L'chayra that first is going to be Kibbutz Golius. So that first is going to be Kibbutz Golius. So in the letter from the Rebbe Rasham, that someone wrote to the Rebbe Rasham, there's mashmos from a lot of different places that Kibbutz Golius is going to be first. So the Rebbe Rasham writes back to him a lot of Maram Mechimes where you see it's going to be the other way around. That no, first Mashiach is going to come, he's going to build the base of Mikdash, and then all the Yidden are going to come back. One of the very clear Maram Mechimes is Isaiah in Parashat Chayei Sarah. The Rebbe brings down a lot. The third Maramah, it says that if the Zayas Medaik from the Pasuk says Beini Yishlaim Hashem, the Eibusher will build Yishlaim, and then Nidchei Yisrael Yichanis. Then the Eibusher will gather in the scattered people. This is in the Zayah in the third Maramah. It says Ubeshata Dezamin Kutch Brichun, in the time when the Eibusher prepared the Mipkad al Amei to remember or to redeem the Yidden, his nation, Knesset Yisrael, Tisov min Galus, so they will return from the Galus. Ad Kutcha Brichu Yavnei Bei Mikdasha, Bekadniso, and then the Eibusher will build the Eibusher will build the Beis HaMikdash like it was before. V'yaskin Heichla, and he'll fix the Heichla. V'yavnei Karta Yishalayim, and he'll build the walls of Yishalayim. L'basar Yukim Lamei Afra, and he will uplift it from the grounds. This is what the pasuk in Tehillim says, that the Eibusher will build Yerushalayim. That Bein Yerushalayim B'kadni. So that first the Eibusher will build Yerushalayim. Well, the Basar, and only afterwards Nidchei Yisrael Yichanis. Only afterwards the Eibusher will gather in the Yidden that are scattered all over. V'yemel the Eibusher will say, Hisnam Yafar Kumi. Shav Yerushalayim, stand up get up from the dust, and should return to Yerushalayim. Yiskanish Galusain the Yisrael, and all the exiles will be gathered in. Hadahu dichsiv Bein Yerushalayim Hashem b'kavnisa. This is why the pasuk first says Bein Yerushalayim Hashem. The Eibusher will build it. Well, Basar Nidchei Shalichani. So only afterwards, it says that the Eibusher will gather in the exiles. So the Zohar is very clear. That first Moshiach is going to come, and he's going to build the Beis Hamikdash. The Eibusher is going to build the Beis Hamikdash. And so the Rebbe brings a few Gemaras over there also, and other Marmakaimis. But then at the end, he addresses what about the Gemara in Megillah? The Gemara in Megillah sounds like first the Yidden are going to come to Eretz Yisrael, and then there's going to be it sounds different. So the Rebbe Rashab is addressing that question and another question. This person wrote to the Rebbe Rashab that there's a maimer from the Alter Rebbe, that the Alter Rebbe says the Alter Rebbe says that Kibbutz Goliath is going to be before Bias Mashiach. There's a maimer from the Alter Rebbe in the Siddur in the Ach. Alter Rebbe says that Kibbutz Goliath is going to happen first. This is what he asked the Rebbe Rashab. So Rebbe Rashab answered him that you have to understand what we're talking about. There are madrigas in Bias Mashiach and Bias Ben David. For sure, Mashiach is going to come first. When is going to be the shleimus of Bias Mashiach? When is it going to be the Giluyim? When is going to be when is going to be the highest madriga of Bias Mashiach? There's going to be stages. The highest point of Bias Mashiach and the shleimus is going to be after the Kibbutz Goliath, after all the Yidden are gathered in, and also Beruchnias are first on the gathering of all the Netzutzis and all the Berurim, all the sparks that we have to work with. That's when that shleimus of Bias Mashiach is going to be after Kibbutz Goliath, after all the Yidden gathering. But certainly first Mashiach is going to come. He's going to build the Beis Hamikdash, and then he's going to gather the Yidden. But that's not the shleimus. Right when Mashiach comes at first, it's not going to be on the highest madrega of Bias Mashiach. After all the Yidden are gathered together, that's when Mashiach will be on the highest madrega. This is in the fourth Maramakim. He writes, "So Mashkas v'sidar alpiti lasi b'kal chasidim the Kibbutz Goliath yiyah koydem al Bias Mashiach." And the Alter Rebbe writes that they said that the Kibbutz Goliath is going to be first. Hainu lefisha hagiluyim the Mashiach lemata yiyah la'achar sheiskamsu hagoliath. Because the Giluyim down here, the Giluyim of Mashiach down here is going to be after all the exiles are gathered in. V'hainu achar sheisalu nitzutzi hachasadim hagvuri shenizbaru. After all the sparks were uplifted from the Gevurus and the Chasadim. That's when it's going to be. V'chein al pi pashut. And not only al pi Chasidus, but also al pi pshat. When could he be a king? When does Mashiach become Melech HaMashiach?
After election.
Yeah, you have to have all the Yidden over there. Ein Melech v'layam. So Mashiach is going to come. When is going to be the shleimus of a Melech? When they all come back. So he goes on. V'chein al pi pashut. The Malchus Shaykh la'achar sheiskamsu hagolius. When is the Shaykh to be a king of Melech HaMashiach? After all the Yidden come back, Dafka. Afsha kibbutz yal yod. Even though it's going to be through him, he's going to be the one gathering everyone together. Until all the Yidden are gathered together, you can't be a king. Dein Melech b'layam. Yeah, Dein Melech b'layam. Kim achar sheiskamsu al yodin. Only after they are gathered through him. Oh, it's tia melucha. Tia malchus aleihim v'al kol olam. Then it's going to be on them. Based on this explanation, the Rebbe Rashab says you can also understand the Gemara in Megillah. When the Gemara in Megillah says that there's going to be that Binyan Shalayim and Mashiach and Samach Savi Abdecha is going to be after the Kav Shefer, after the Kibbutz Goliath. Talking about the shleimus of Yerushalayim and the shleimus of Melech HaMashiach. The shleimus of all these things will be dafka after the Kav Shefer Gadol, after the Kibbutz Goliath, after all the Yidden come together. But it doesn't mean to say you can't bring your eye from the Gemara that dafka that Kibbutz Goliath is going to happen first. That's how the Rebbe Rashab is masbir. And the Rebbe Rashab writes very strongly that first Mashiach needs to come. Yeah. Fine. So there's also sichos and letters from the Rebbe on this Inyan, and the Rebbe brings the Rebbe says the taka arma kodesh and Torah that say that Kibbutz Goliath is going to be first. There's a Medrash Tanchuma and there's the Yalkut Shemaini. There's Taka Medrash that say that say it like that. So it's Machlekes and Torah. In Torah there are two days in Torah. Either you'll Divrei Elikim Chaim. Or then we have here the Medrash Tanchuma in the fifth Maramakim. So Amar Rav Shmuel Bar Nachmani, Maseiras Agadahi. So we have Maseiras She'ein Yerushalayim Nivnis Ashi Skansu Hagolius. That Yerushalayim won't be built until all the exiles are gathered. If someone tells you that what's going on, the Galus already came in, but even this Yerushalayim, and it never happened. I'll tell me, you shouldn't believe him. Shekach Ksiv Bein Yerushalayim. That the Eibusher will build Yerushalayim, and then it says that when the Eibusher gathers all the nations, Yerushalayim will be built. So obviously he's not saying the truth. So the Rebbe addresses these midrashim. But the Rebbe says at the end of the day, you want to know all the mice of what to do, you have to look in halacha. Halacha is the Rambam. The only one who passes halacha in these inyanim is the Rambam. The Rambam says, the Rambam gives he tells you what's the seder going to be, that a melech is going to come up, is going to be Hogev Torah, he's going to make all the Yidden do mitzvahs, and he's going to go to Eretz Yisrael, he's going to build the base of the Mikdash, and then he will gather all the Yidden in. That's the seder the Rambam says. The Rambam says that's seder, and none of the Mefarshim argue. The Rambam, other things that Rabbi argues, the Rambam says the Moshiach doesn't need to do miracles. The Rabbi argues, you have a Gemaras which seems to say he doesn't need to do miracles. But over here, the Mefarshim are quiet. So Saraya, you have the Rambam and all the Nesikim who are made it. So the Rebbe writes this in a lot of places. One, there's a letter over here. Someone wrote to the Rebbe after all the Nissen that were happening in Eretz Yisrael with the Melchames. Could you say that this is the Schalta de Geula? The Geula started. So the Rebbe wrote against it. I know the Geula only starts once you have Melech HaMashiach. Yeah. So in the 6th Maramakim, the Rebbe writes in Igros Kodesh Chevak Chavdalid, page Shin Samachtes. Bahari Psakdin Borer Hu Berambam is a clear Psakdin in Hilchos Melachim, say Perek Yud Aleph, and Al Derech Ha'ifin Siyam Tkufas HaGolos, how the Tkufas HaGolos is going to end. V'Haschalas Tkufas HaGeula, how it's going to start. Va'al HaSeder Sheyam, Va'al HaSeder, and it explains what the order is. Sheyami Melech Mi Beis David Hogev Torah, who was clear, who was Baki in Torah, and Shebechsav Shebal Peh. V'Yachav Kol Yisrael Leilech Ba, he's going to force everyone to do it. U'Lachazik Vidka. V'Yilachem L'Chames Hashem, and will fight the wars of the Eibusher. V'Gam Oz Adayin Ein Adayin Vados, and even still then you don't know for sure he's a Mashiach. He's only Cheskas Mashiach. When do you know he's for sure Mashiach? Kiim Kishal Achri Kol Seh Hitzliach. Only if he was Masliach or Bana Mikdash, he built the base of Mikdash. Then you know that he's a Mashiach Vaday. Ki Achal Yasses. Another person won't be able to do such a thing. The Kabas Yidchei Yisrael. And then he will gather the Yidden. Because till then they will still be scattered. Then Harizeh Mashiach B'Vadei. As all these things happens, you know it's going to be Mashiach. And he's Mashiach B'Vadei. But you see clear, the Rambam says clear, what's going to happen? The last thing is going to be Kibbutz Goliath, all the Yidden being brought back to Eretz Yisrael. And that itself is done through Mashiach. So clearly that hasn't been that's not what was happening. So clearly it's not the beginning of the Geula yet. And the Rebbe goes on weiter. Not even one Pesach argues on this. This you find the Mefarshim say differently. And therefore they want to go with these midrashim to say that it's going to be like the midrashim and the Mefarshim that Kibbutz Goliath is going to be first. This is the Rabbi gives a funny example. He wants to keep Shabbat from morning to morning instead of from evening to evening. Why? The Rashbam is also Pesach. The Farsh came to Pirish al Torah. He's a Farsh on the Torah on this. I didn't have a chance. I didn't have a chance to look it up, but I guess the Rashbam has some part that. I didn't have a chance to look it up. I didn't have enough time. So someone's going to say he wants to do Shabbat just like the Rashbam says. It's a joke. It's saying you have a Shulchan Aruch. It's saying that's not how it works. So therefore, it's a foolishness. Obviously, you go to Rambam. The Rebbe says, "Pasha the Rama Yada Ma'amari Chazal Besugis Mashiach Shebsanhedrin." Obviously, the Rama knew about all these shayos and these sugyas. In the Yerushalmi, Mikom Makin is placing and so he's placing out in bar, and he gave a clear psak din that no, first there's going to be Bias Mashiach, and then there's going to be Kibbutz Goliath. So this is the Rebbe's Mahalach. You need Kibbutz Goliath first. What's interesting, there's a ha'ara in Sefer Sichas, where the Rebbe says that there is a possibility that Kibbutz Goliath could be first. The Rebbe says that the Rambam Derech Klal talks about the Gula of the most basic, the way things have to be Api Halacha. Api Halacha, things have to be how it has to be. In the most minimal way is that Mashiach comes, Gula comes in the way of Leizachu. Leizachu. Derech Klal, the Rambam talks about Leizachu. That's why the Rambam says it doesn't need to be miracles, because the bare minimum. So therefore, the bare minimum is going to be first is going to be Bias Mashiach, and then it's going to be Kibbutz Goliath. But the Rebbe says it's possible that if Mashiach comes and we have Zachun, maybe things will be different. Maybe there will be a Kibbutz Goliath first. So the Rebbe says there is a possibility that Kibbutz Goliath could be first. But either way, still, I'll say, even if you're going to go with this, that Kibbutz Goliath could be first, it's still Ayidei Mashiach. Kibbutz Goliath is through Mashiach. I'll say, so it's right there, we're still waiting. So this is in the 7th Ramakim, the Rebbe says, Keish Leimar, the Harama Mesifrei, which is Halachis, he gives a psak din of the Seid HaMuchrach Al Pi Halacha B'chol Ifin. What's the bare minimum, how it has to be? Mashenkin HaSeider Sheyiyeh, Rakim Achsher Dari, whereas if the Seder, the way things are going to be, if we're zeichet to have Mashiach come earlier, view kolu kol hakitzin legamri, she'al zivne beis hamishkas milchatchila b'tachlis hashleimus, because then it could be that the Mashiach, that the Beis Hamikdash will be built in a way al yidei kol Yisrael, kol Yisrael. Could be that will be zeichet that the Beis Hamikdash will be built. Yeah, it could be will be zeichet. But even if you're going to say such thing, but this is B'derech Klal, this isn't the Seder Aveda. The normal way things is going to be Mashiach is going to come. You can have Yisrael Klal for Takia for Zeicha could be first, but even for Zeicha, that's still going to be through Melech HaMashiach. But there's another word that Rebbe has in Teres Menachem in Teres Menachem Tashim and Ches. The Rebbe says you have 2 days in Torah. What's going to be first? Usually we say Eil Divrei Elokim Chaim. Everything is true. But how can it be true? Only one of them is going to happen. Yeah, well, I'm saying only one of them is going to happen. So the Rebbe says that no, it could be that they're both going to be true, and they're both going to happen, because there's many madrigas. At first, Mashiach is going to come, he's going to build the Beis HaMikdash, and then there's going to be Kibbutz Goliath. But then after Kibbutz Goliath, once you have all the Yidden together, then the Beis HaMikdash is going to be on a much higher madriga. So that's a pshat that Mashiach, that the Beis HaMikdash is going to be built after Kibbutz Goliath, because there's a mile of Kibbutz Goliath being after Kibbutz Goliath. You have all the Yidden there. So then there's going to be a shleimus of the Beis HaMikdash. And then we're going to keep going on. There's a mile in the Kibbutz Goliath, and then there's a mile of the Beis HaMikdash. So there's going to be...
I don't care if it comes by subway. Get her already. For God's sake, it's ridiculous how much they ever from us. Good stuff.
By subway, you might get stuck in a subway.
So that's where he is now.
What about the donkey?